Throughout the centuries, trolls lurked beneath every bridge. This was a common sight in European villages and cities, and the appearance of these trolls was frequent. When the bridge troll emerged from under the ancient stone archway, he stood towering and formidable, an intimidating yet somehow attractive figure. His enormous physique was forced into a suit jacket several sizes too small. The cloth stretched and frayed in places, but he wore it with authority. A too-tight vest buttoned uncomfortably over his large chest, and his big tummy put pressure on the bottom buttons. Despite his gruff and rough appearance, he smiled warmly, revealing keen, slightly yellowing teeth. A thick beard and shaggy, untamed hair contributed to his intimidating image, but his eyes glittered with clever intellect and a touch of mischief. A somewhat damaged but proud-looking top hat sat on his head, angled at a jaunty angle. The hat, like his jacket, was a size too small, but brought a unique touch to his look. The tolls varied and were typically small fees, a few pence, tokens, or even food. Despite their initial dissatisfaction with the taxes, the peasants and townspeople finally paid. They saw the trolls as opportunists who took advantage of them. The trolls' imposing presence and polite but firm requests guaranteed that everyone paid without much difficulty, since many did not dare to object. Life continued on like this for many years. The bridges remained strong and clean, and visitors could traverse them securely. The presence of trolls, while occasionally annoying, was largely accepted as a part of life. The trolls would arrive, collect their tolls, and then return to their homes beneath the bridges. However, the trolls eventually vanished. It took a while for anyone to notice their departures at first, because the trolls weren't seen every day. Life resumed, with villages and townspeople casually crossing the bridges. However, as the weeks and months went by, the condition of the bridges worsened. Cracks appeared in the brickwork, the once clean and well-kept walks became littered with trash, and the bridges became more unsafe. Without the trolls' intimidating presence, robbers and criminals began to attack the bridges. Travelers who had previously crossed safely were now facing the possibility of theft and violence. Bridges, once symbols of safety, have become dangerous crossings. Inhabitants promptly filed complaints with city officials, town councils, and even the local king. The inhabitants were both perplexed and outraged by the bridge's unanticipated degradation and the increase in robberies. They wanted to know who was responsible for the bridge's upkeep and security. A rigorous investigation was launched to determine who had neglected their obligations. As the investigation progressed, it became apparent that the bridges had existed for as long as anybody could remember. Nobody knew who built them or who was responsible for their upkeep and protection. The bridges remained consistently strong and clean, with no obvious need for repairs or upkeep by local authorities. The mystery baffled the investigators, who delved deeper into the bridge's history and folklore. Piece by piece, the puzzle began to fit together. It was revealed that the trolls, once assumed to be mere toll collectors and opportunists, were in fact the true bridge builders, maintainers, and guardians. Their tolls were not for personal gain. Instead, they were used to cover the bridge's continual upkeep, cleaning, and security. The trolls took great pleasure in their work, keeping the bridges safe and clean for all visitors. Their efforts had gone undetected as they worked ceaselessly in the dead of night to fix fractures, replace stones, and remove debris. Furthermore, their formidable presence deterred thieves and criminals, safeguarding the safety of all passengers. The discovery affected everything. Trolls, long viewed as villains and robbers extorting money from pedestrians, are today regarded as the actual guardians of bridges. The realization dawned that mankind had been using the trolls' bridges, similar to walking through someone's house without acknowledging the host. This newfound understanding altered people's opinions of the trolls, converting them into unsung heroes who had dedicated their lives to ensuring the bridge's safety and cleanliness. Regardless of the alteration in perspective, the trolls never returned. Speculations grew regarding their location and fate, leading people to contemplate their strange disappearance. Some believed they had moved on to other challenges. Meanwhile, others imagined they had retired to the depths of the forests and mountains, their work in the human world complete. What started as little projects to connect two sides of a river developed into massive structures that connected settlements across extensive water bodies. Some of the original troll-built bridges remain visible, their solid foundations serving as evidence of the ingenuity and endurance of their builders. The story of the bridge trolls ends with a heartwarming finish. Even in their departure, their legacy lives on through the bridges that still exist today. The trolls, once cloaked in mystery and horror, are now remembered with affection and thanks for their selfless dedication to bridge maintenance. Their efforts have left a lasting impression on the landscape, serving as a reminder of their significant contribution to the region's development. If you enjoyed The Truth of the Bridge Troll, give this video a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more magical stories. Thanks for watching.